So the Israelites have been through the desert, through Egypt, they're out of slavery, and they've been sitting around in the desert for 40 years. Okay, but Deuteronomy starts with this great verse. The Lord said to us at Horeb, "You have stayed long enough." Yes, how beautiful that is. Break camp and advance into the hills. See, I have given you this land. Go in and take possession of the land that God swore he would give you. How exciting is that? It's finally time to go forward. It's finally time to take the inheritance that God promised them years ago, but they haven't been able to walk in because they kind of didn't trust him enough to be able to do so yet. But you gotta love the way that this starts, right? Like it sounds like it's gonna be perfect and easy and finally time to advance. And they are moving forward because they have the full acknowledgement. God has cleared them to be able to go forward, and he is the one who promised them this blessing. So it's on his shoulders. It's not on theirs. It's not like they had to create this for them. God has made it possible and is going to continue to make it possible like he's been doing this whole time. But the thing is, their promise was very clear. It's been promised multiple times over the years, to multiple people over multiple centuries. So, but what if you don't have a burning bush, right? Like, what if you don't have somebody obviously telling you where to go? What if it just feels like it's you by yourself dealing with the stress of this world and these finances and these political times and these frustrations at work, and it's just you trying to figure it all out? Then what do you do if you don't have the clear word from God from the beginning? Does that mean that you just stay and wait? I love this verse, 131. It says, "In the wilderness you saw how God carried you as a father carries his son." And I think that's really what God has been trying to teach them this whole time. That it doesn't really matter what the goal is, it doesn't really matter how big the promise is, it doesn't really matter how big the problems are. The goal was that they would see that he was with them and that he was capable of doing so much more than they thought, right? And it's not going to show up in every detail, in every single thing that they do. Sometimes it's going to be really hard and they're not going to see the blessing. But can we just trust God to keep us from harm, to hold us when we need rest, and to help us and to tell us when to go? Hang in there.